Today we're going to talk about coping versus releasing. John Cottrell here from breakthroughleadership.co.uk. Coping versus releasing, one of my favourite subjects. So when I'm listening to an expert talking about stuff that they do, I'm listening for, is this going to help somebody cope with a problem, or is it going to help them release a problem? So I'm quite a fan of someone like Dr. Steve Peters, very, very famous psychologist, worked with British cycling, other sports teams, high performance people, and he wrote a book called The Chimp Paradox. A lot of people got the idea that this chimp's going to, leaps around causing mayhem because we're reacting from emotion rather than the human and the computer within us. And he helped people understand, what's going on. But the challenge with a lot of these methods is, whilst they might shed light on things, my belief is they don't actually help you release. And to release, you've got to get out of your conscious brain and into the unconscious. So when you're working with your own challenges, ask yourself, if I'm working with a psychologist, if I'm working with a therapist or a counsellor, even a coach, are these people helping me cope with my problem? Am I having to work hard to overcome, or am I actually able to release and therefore move forward more effortlessly than I was in the past? Some simple examples. Let's talk about habits. Let's say that you realise you need to lose some weight, and you'd feel better if you did, but you just can't quite manage to stop eating the crisps and the chocolate and these other things. And so you go on a diet, you have someone that you might go training with and things like that, but actually what they're not dealing with is the feelings that cause you to want to eat junk food. What's the root of those feelings? And when we get to the root of those feelings, and it might be something, it's most likely to be something that's happened in your past, and we can release that, then suddenly you don't need to do the comfort eating. There's a model called the Crazy 8 where people go between what's described as, so you've heard of manic depressive, so the manic is being very, very anxious, very, very angry. The depressive is the sort of guilt or the depression, the sadness. And people often oscillate between those two states. And then to get out of those states, to help themselves cope, they might get addicted to drugs, to alcohol, they might chain smoke, they might, could be sex addiction, whatever the addictive label is, they might go gambling. What these people are actually trying to do is anaesthetize themselves to the pain that they feel. So in my own language, I would never label anybody as an addict, because what that person is trying to do is trying to cope with their pain. And if I label someone as an addict and they take that into their identity, I've now made that much harder to release. So it's really, really important when you're dealing with people or you're thinking about your own problems, don't put somebody else's label onto yourself. If you're coping and doing the best you can, then we need to get back to the root cause of your pain. If we can release the root cause of your pain, then you won't need to be addicted to anything. So just be careful, because there's industries set up there to offer you all kinds of drug treatments, but this is all about making money rather than about helping you. So be careful again what advice you go for, and think to yourself why. If you know the event that caused your pain, then the chances are we can release it very easily. If you're not quite sure, but you think your upbringing wasn't quite as good as the next person's, again, that's stuff that we can probably release. So whoever you talk to and you get advice from, ask them about how to get to the root cause and release the emotions that are sitting in your unconscious mind and actually blocking you from moving forward. And if they can't help you do that, do go find someone that can. If you found this helpful, do like, follow, or get in touch.